Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to this, your Libra June 2023 reading and forecast. Hi, I'm Nigel Saint James, clairvoyant, and I've done a number of clairvoyant one-on-one readings for many Librans over the course of the last month from different parts of the world. And if you'd be interested, there's information in the description below. I've also done healings for Librans as well, and the information is in the description below. Now, readings, of course, I charge for. Healings are free. But what I have to tell you, depending on what country you're looking at this video in, there are regulations that say that you must seek professional medical advice at the same time, which is a good idea anyway. But now let's get things underway, because as the subscribers know, and it's always so good to see the subscribers, truly, I really love seeing you each month, I really do. As you know, we don't have any video advertisements breaking their way into this content, do we? So you get to enjoy the experience without any commercial interruption. Now let's take 5 cards, shall we? Because we have found that 5 is all we need, because they speak so much to us. They're very talkative. Now let's see what there is in store, shall we? Let's go. Show me the magic. 1 of Cups, 5 of Swords, the Fool, 1 of Swords. There's 1 of Cups before. Lot of new things coming on board here for you. And the Server of Swords. Well, why don't you come sit down here next to me? We'll have a good close look at the imagery on these cards together while I do the reading for you. Well, it's almost as if there is a springboard, a clean slate from which you are going to launch yourself into success during this month. Here is an originality and a new adventure. Now you're overcoming some self-doubts. This is telling you why. Now there are some things that you are going to confront, and you are bathed in love. But let's look first at the Fool. Now traditionally the Fool is depicted as a man with a dog or something like that about to step off a cliff. But really what we have here is a person. Almost, if you look at the difference in size here, it's almost as if the person is a child, and this is, in a sense, it's a fresh beginning. It's that childlike quality where you don't have fear. In fact, what is happening during this period is that you are conquering fear. Fear of self-doubt, fear that you can't be successful, and you are moving on to bigger and better things. There is an openness with you, I think, at this time, and you'll be ready to take a risk and certainly have the courage to stand your ground. There is a sense of freedom that is coming about you at the moment, and a desire for independence. Now you'll have a great creativity, and obviously this is speaking of a really great potential which is now lying just in front of you. You only have to pick it up if you take that leap and listen to your heart's voice. It is a time when you should be in the present, because this is talking about new beginnings and acting without any malice, but really rather just being your good conciliatory self. Now there is the start of something new and spontaneous here, the beginning of what I would call a journey into the unknown, but it is just bathed in gold for you, full of potential. So you need to take that leap, not a leap of faith, but a leap with the inner confidence that you are going to be all right. So open up your life and have faith that you can create what you want. I think you'll also, this is coming about in some respect, I think, because I suspect you want to break free of the usual routine in life, but look upon life as this, well, I'll say it's a child does, or the fool itself, and be empty, free from negative build-up and baggage. Be free once again, just like a child has. Now, you'll be moving towards a wholeness, I think, and re-owning your courage. And you might also pay some attention to your spiritual journey. Nevertheless, you are going to have the courage to be who you are without fear. Remember that there is nothing you cannot be, there is nothing you cannot do, there is nothing you cannot have. You are the most magnificent, the most remarkable, the most splendid being God has ever created. For who could reject such wondrous magnificence? But you do not understand who you are, and you think you are a great deal less. Remember that you are your own rule maker, and you are the only one who can assess how you are doing. Now, all you see in the world is your idea about it. But life will take off for you when you choose for it to. An idea becomes a thought becomes a word. Say it out loud. Words have power, and they reverberate all throughout eternity. And a word becomes an action. And if you are going to do it, start. And having started, go all the way. Do it, do it, do it. Seize the opportunity in front of you now. Rejoice in it, and let no power on earth take it from you. Let's have a look at, shall we, at this Five of Swords. Don't know if I'll speak to the title, holding the vision. It's not the title that matters, it's what the energy is that's coming up from here. Now, sometimes you can have fears about things, fears that you might be laughed at, or fears that you could be defeated, sometimes so that you don't even start doing something, because you bring your own fear to the thing. But what you must do, like the warrior in this, here's the warrior in this painting here, and how he's aiming at something beyond that dragon, and hold to your vision. Now, this five-pointed star that's here, I suppose that's been used as a symbol of excellence and power and warding off evil. You are, in a sense, being protected at this time. Well, it means all of these things, as well as representing a higher truth. It is the higher truth you must hold to, even when you can't just initially or immediately contact it. Now, nothing can drain you of your motivation more effectively than doubt. This is what doubt does. It stops you from moving ahead, from taking risks, from expanding. To be the warrior means to doubt your doubt and slay it, rather than automatically believe your doubting thoughts. I think you will be looking carefully at why this doubt might be coming up right now. Negative beliefs are also a dragon that you will slay at this time. Now, if you believe at your core that your efforts are futile, and they are not, or that the world is withholding from you, or that you are somehow bad and undeserving, well, they're going to undermine your actions in the world and make it difficult to claim your true power. But this is not a problem. The reason why I say there could be those elements around it is that because astrologically I see Venus, in this position here, it's Venus in the sign of Aquarius. Well, Venus rules Taurus, which is the fixed sign of Earth. And Aquarius, the fixed sign of air, can be detached, can be just not wanting to get involved in things sometimes. And the steady, slow, almost stagnant progress of Taurus sometimes makes you think that you shouldn't have the motivation. But I'm not concerned about that. I'm not concerned about it because you overcome it. Now, the key to this energy is to step back from conflict, or to step back from the negative thoughts that you might have. See them as clouds floating across the sky, and you are the sky looking down at them. You are not the clouds. And you then will become aware of your reality, and you'll view things without judgment, and you'll align with the values of your higher self, which is about incredible opportunity here for you. And you're bathed here in love, almost a divine protection again that's coming here, because the gift of this energy is the strength to move away from conditioned negative thinking and feelings that just don't support you. They open you to freedom and peace of mind and peace in your precious heart. Now, communication with others needs to be looked at here, because sometimes relationships, well, they can hit rocky shores, can't they? And sometimes events come up in life where you feel victimized or helpless, and you could project those feelings onto someone else. But this is actually really calling for you to reconnect to your higher values and morals of your soul self, and repair the bridge between your mind and heart, taming your reactive ego. It's time to take the steps to begin shifting and cleansing negative energies, opening yourself to healing by looking deeply at who you really are and who you are not. Do you know you are constantly creating the world you inhabit and your experience of it? Now, what is the process that you are going to go through? I think that it is being indicated by something that was here. It's this. The One of Swords. Well, in other cases, it could be called the Ace. And the Ace inhabits the realm between heaven and earth, but it is there for you, about to burst into action. Now, here in this image, now there's a woman, I guess, a woman with a flute, and a sound wave comes out of the flute. Now, just as sound organizes patterns manifested in the physical plane, so do your thoughts. And just as sound spirals out from the point of emanation, your thoughts spiral out from the source point. Now, there are bones here in the background, or in the foreground rather, and I think what they do is they represent what has passed away. They also represent the thoughts of pain and anguish which you ruminate on, because remember that everything that has happened in the past is in the cemetery. Accept that things happened. It doesn't mean to say it was right that it happened or that it should have happened. Just accept that it did happen. And now, what are you going to do about it? What's also interesting in here is I think that there is within here, can you make this out? There are what looks to me like these little dark figures in here. They're sitting around what looks like a fire, and they are in a sort of a council or a meeting. And I think what they're doing is they are absorbing new ideas that just blow into them just out of nowhere. And then they're thinking about which ones are useful for their benefit, as you will do, and how to bring them into action. Now, what this is bringing to you is an enormous level of intellectual stimulation, mental expansion, and the expansion of your imagination. It's the primordial energy of air here in swords, awakening in you, almost divinely inspired thought and acting to bring about your desires to make things happen. This symbolizes the birth of intellect, bringing rational thought and making it align with your spiritual awareness. It brings intellectual, well, what in some respects might be a sense of genius is what I'm getting around here, and igniting within you groundbreaking insights into what is actually going on in your life and where you actually stand. And it is directed to creations of wonder, advancement and goods. Now this is blessing you, I think, with a great imagination and a creative and inventive inspiration, bringing magical breakthrough moments, those eureka moments. Now the gift of this energy is inspired intellect. The key to the energy here is to use mental focus, clarity, and direction to achieve your goal. Now this is penetrating this energy deep into your subconscious, almost into your soul itself, bringing its wisdom and bringing it up to the light of consciousness. Now this ace is planting the seeds of courage, justice, honesty, and truth, and it's bringing movement and urgency with you to putting your thoughts and ideas into actions. Now your mind is constantly absorbing information, isn't it? Changing the thought patterns that are going on in your head. Well, the spiritual mind, of course, is always directed at the truth, I'll say as an aside. But life challenges your mental clarity and truth with distractions and illusions, with propaganda, creating sometimes confusion and lack of focus, and you shouldn't feel bad about that. I mean, everybody is prey to that. Well, this balances, challenges, and directs your mental conscious back on course. Now, the gifts it's bringing you are understanding, perception, foresight, action, and power to cut away the obstacles and fears that are blocking your clear, focused will. This really does represent the concept of mind over matter. And this is working with the Fool to birth potential. I could also refer to the birth of a child, I'm just getting here. It represents new ideas, imaginations, and perspectives, and embarking on the adventure of intellectual exploration as well. Now, if you have been feeling stuck in doubt or blocked with a problematic situation, this ace cuts through the mental fears and that chatter that goes on in your head with power, purpose, and clarity, and it brings about the ability to you to come to a resolution of things, to sort them out. It brings success and victory through life's challenges, and it expands your wisdom. I think that this is really telling you now to seize the day, take action, and create new purpose in your life and align with your true identity. Well, where shall we go next, do you think? Well, I think that this has got something to say to you in connection with that diagonal that's running down there. This is cutting away illusion. Well, the server of swords. And let's see here. Now, the first thing I'll say is this, is that I do think that Aquarius, Pisces, and Capricorn are going to be important to you. Now here, well, let's refer to him as a he, but these court cards, of course, can be of either gender. And what's happening is that, so I could refer to him as a he or a she, it doesn't really matter. Now, what this server is doing here is wielding his sword in the service of truth, balance, adjustment, and he uses discriminating awareness to see what is false and combines this with good communication skills to confront others on their pretenses and with their personal baggage, I suppose is how I would put it. Now, the sword is often seen as a means of self-protection, but I think here it's really, and it is to be used by you in that respect, but it can also be used to free others from their illusions. Because I don't know that he's a warrior as such, not an aggressive warrior, almost a spiritual warrior. It's almost a way that you go about viewing life. And this represents for you, I think, the art of skillful confrontation. It is about getting inside the heads of other people. Now, you may not agree with them, but you'll understand what it is, and then you'll see what room there is to move, provided you don't compromise your beliefs and values drastically. Now, I think that this energy is quite clearly saying to me, though, that this is a time when you are going to be intelligent, fearless. You have conquered fear as a result of the Fool here. You've got rid of what's in your mind and you've seen what the reality of the world is, and you will be courageous. You will stand before the unknown future, which was heralded by this Fool, looking at it straight in the eye. Your energetic spirit is actually ready to test and develop your mental skills out in the world of opportunity and challenges. And your brilliant and observant nature is curious about the world and how it works, and I think you will use your very fine mind and reason and logic to analyze and get to the bottom of every situation. You will be determined, motivated, and ready to take action to integrate your ideas into the world. You will be an original thinker, and you will, importantly, have belief in yourself, and you won't be concerned with other people's opinions of you, and you will fight and take risks for what you believe in. Now, the gift here is the keen insight that enables you to view problematic situations, people, and challenges from a wider perspective. Now, the elements, the esoteric elements of this card here, it's just occurring to me, with the server as earth and in suits are air. Well, the task is, what he is doing, he is helping you bring your intellectual truth down to the earth plane and grounding it and manifesting it. Now, the air here in Swords brings in new intellect and ideas, and through you into the earth plane, bringing change and evolution. Now, the earth here helps you stay grounded and stabilize the magical, airy mind into the world of matter. Now, I think he's bringing to you also news, unexpected information, or maybe surprises. I think you might find out something that you were previously unaware with. He is presenting you with news, with new friends, maybe with travel. There could well be a new intellectual project that is offering itself to you. And his energy can quickly change any of his plans, so don't be surprised if you do change your plans to take account of circumstances, because he can indicate, I think, a sudden change that he can indicate a sudden change that brings about a whole new way of life. And this could be to the amazement of everybody that stands around you. This could be a job, a lifestyle, or a way of doing things, or a way of looking things. And people might think that you've thrown away the old holy altar of something and given up and become crazy. And yet in time, it will turn out that your decisions and actions are true. You will be vindicated. I think there are secrets around here that are going to be revealed to you, so keep your antenna up. That leaves us only to do the 1 or the Ace of Cups, which I think we're going to have to deal with rather quickly, I'm afraid, because I'm concerned about your time here. Let's have a look at it. Well, on the painting, I think that this represents a sense of wholeness and perfection, and this 1 or Ace is reflecting on your emotional state and in your consciousness and there's a consciousness here with you that's almost like being within the mother's womb, where you don't understand any duality. All your needs are met, and yet you, when you're born, need to take care of yourself, but you've got the ability to periodically dissolve back into this state of primordial union. It is a state of rest and satisfaction, an oceanic state, graphically represented, I suppose, here by the mixing of the womb and the ocean. Now, I think that Scorpio, Sagittarius are going to be important to you, and this is very much to do with you at this time, because this is symbolizing the powerful gift of pure love. In a sense, it is the holy grail within you, receiving divine love that awakens and opens your heart chakra, bringing joy, blessings of renewal and peace. Your heart is being filled with cosmic love that cascades with healing and transformation, bringing deep self-love and motivating you to share your abundant love with others. This is an opportunity for you to learn and live the gifts of love, compassion, intuition, spirituality, healing, and hope. It symbolizes new beginnings, happiness, optimism, and fulfillment. It brings a new loving relationship or a deepening love to an existing relationship. And it brings a lot of fertility around this. So you may hear of the birth of a child, but it brings an emotional breakthrough in life that expands both your mind and your spiritual sense. But the main thing is that it brings you self-love. It asks you to listen, to open and trust your heart, and to follow what your heart seeks. It brings the opportunity to channel the universal love of peace and joy into your life. And if you could bottle the heightened feelings of the first moments of falling in love, it would be. I really enjoy doing your readings for you each month, honestly, truly I do. I love, look at that was a great reading, I thought, for you. I think there's some great things in store for you this month. And don't you deserve it? Really you do. And now look, unless I see you privately during the course of the month over the next few weeks, then I'll see you again next month. Now, until I see you, remember one thing and one thing only, and it is this, that you are a legend. And I look forward to seeing you again next month. Until then, it's bye for now.